Okay, time is 7:42 and the August 21st meeting of the Greensburg Planning Commission is called to order. To comply with Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the city requests that participants in this meeting complete a voluntary, anonymous survey that is available at the table at the back of the room. At this time, I'd like to ask everybody to silence any electronic devices and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
John, will you please call roll?
Roy?
Here.
Mark?
Here.
Steve?
Here.
Jamie?
Here.
Kevin?
Here.
Tom? Here. Phil?
Here.
Okay, in your packet, you have the minutes from our July 17th meeting. Just sound like you'd all take a look at it and see if there's any additions or corrections that you have for those minutes. Additions or corrections to the minutes as presented?
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes as written.
We have a motion by Jamie. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Roy. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Having heard none, minutes are approved. New business. We have a split for Charles Neal. We got much of you want to run up there.
Good evening. Once again, I have no idea what I'm doing this evening, but Kathy came up with a lame excuse of laryngitis, so she asked me to fill in, and I will do my best. The case before you is a property located at the southeast corner of the intersection of Davidson Street and Hendricks Street. And they are wanting to divide the lot into two pieces. I believe the petitioner is here and they can state their case to you. I will share with you that, to my knowledge, this site has never had a stormwater management plan done for it, and I have not seen one for this requested division. It is in the Gas Creek watershed. We're all aware of the efforts the city has put into Gas Creek over the last several years to enhance the quality of flow in the channels. Bring that to your attention, you can figure out what to do with that.
Thank you, Roy. Andy, Mr. Neal.
Andy Sholey, I'm the surveyor on this project.
Charles Neal, I'm the owner.
Charles purchased this lot. It's roughly 2/3 of an acre. We'd like to split it into two parcels to put two new houses on it. This was part of the property that belonged to the Free Methodist Church. That church has since dissolved and just split it into 4 lots, and this lot, was rather large, so there's enough room there to put 2 houses and still meet all the setback requirements. The stormwater, I think this was part of the original, it was shown on the original plat of Charles Lee's edition back in the 60s or 70s. I do have a copy of that plat. This was just ground that I think was going to be maybe phase 2, never became phase 2. So we kind of got it like today. We've kind of worked on this property over the last 6 months. we dedicated the other half of the street right-of-ways. That wasn't dedicated before, so the church actually still owned half of Davidson Street and half of Hendricks Street, even though it was shown on the original plat that it was intended to be dedicated probably during phase two. Phase two never happened. You guys have any other questions?
On this corner lot, what's the building pad gonna be with the setbacks? My eyes aren't good enough to read that little fine print.
We designed that, you know, we showed a 25-foot setback on both Hendricks Street and Davidson Street, and that, the building pad was what, 30 by 80? Was going to be the proposed building plan, so it would fit within the house is going to face Hendricks Street,
Yeah, I figured.
and it would fit within those setbacks. That's kind of how we designed where to divide the property at.
Well, I see where you got it lined out, I just couldn't read it.
I can't read it either.
My eyes aren't that good.
Andy, what's this property currently zoned?
It's all zoned R2. Right? Yeah, that's what everything's zoned. Like all the property around it's R2.
Okay. Yeah, board members have any other questions of Andy or Mr. Neal?
How big were the houses gonna be there?
The one house, the building pad was what, 30 by 80 feet?
30 by 80 feet
The
approximately.
second house was going to be 48 by 62 on tract 1, with the driveway going right along the new proposed division line. So that's the plan.
We spent a lot of time trying to configure so that, you know, we get the right setbacks and meet the setbacks for the types of houses. You know, because without it meeting the setbacks, you know, like you said, there was a double corner lot here, so we had fronts,
Well,
you know, to deal with, you know.
the corner lot here, is that gonna allow you to get a house in there that's compatible with what's in the neighborhood?
Yeah, this
Square
is,
footage.
yeah, this is 2,000 square feet. That, by being 80 feet, that includes the garage. The house itself is about 64 feet.
How big a house are you planning for the second lot?
1,800.
Is there an argument against splitting this property?
We're here because this would be what, fifth division of that original property that the church owned. That's why we're here in front of you.
That's the only reason, because, it splits down.
But otherwise it meets all the requirements of a.
Any board members have any other questions?
You own the property where the other house is being built currently? Is that-
Yes.
How big is that house?
That's 1,560 square feet with the garage 2020. It's configured the exact same way. I mean, we had to.
Is that the one that's on the corner of Central and Davidson?
Yes.
That's, you said that's gonna be a 1,500 square foot house?
1,560.
Would that be all of the houses will be located on that property?
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
there
there's,
would be any more room to put anything else there.
that completes that whole section then, so you'd have houses in all the available lots.
Is the existing parking lot that's in there now, is that gonna be taken out to the church lot?
Most of that parking lot belongs to the church, the
Yeah.
former church.
Yeah.
That was,
The person who bought that wanted that. We didn't know why, but they wanted that, so.
that's,
members have any more questions? Having heard none, at this time I'd like to ask if there's anyone from the audience who'd like to speak on this petition. If so, please approach the podium and state your name for the record.
Hello, I'm Jane Morton, and my husband and I have some concerns about this replatting, and I have with me several of our neighbors. My husband and I have lived on Davidson Street for 33 years, and we have Joe and Jackie Swagman here, and they've lived on Davidson Street for 50 years. And Jim and Ruthie Cutter have lived in our neighborhood for 6 years, Marion Beagle, 51 years, and Martha Rose Blankman for 43 years. So we've all of our homes face the property in question, the lots in question. And we have several concerns. I'd like to address those with you right now. My husband and I sat down with a professional in zoning and replatting to help us compose a statement, so I'll just read that for you right now. As a 33-year resident of a home directly across from the proposed project, I appreciate your time to hear our concerns. We are proud to have raised our family in this nice neighborhood at the doorstop of Greensburg High School, and we're concerned that the addition of 3 manufactured homes to the area will compromise the integrity of the neighborhood and create a safety issue for the homes located on the adjacent parcels. And also I want to throw in, there are a lot of children walking down the street to bus stops, kids going to the high school and past our house to go to the junior high, and we just want to make sure everything's safe for them. There is a bus stop at the corner of Davidson and Hendricks also. Based on our review, we understand that the current zoning code allows for modest income housing by way of manufactured homes. However, we feel that forcing 2 homes into a lot of this size will negatively impact all residents in the neighborhood. Our 2 primary concerns are here. Our first one is related to the exterior materials used to construct these homes. In order to maintain the integrity of the neighborhood and abide by the requirements of the zoning code, we request that the plans of the proposed homes be reviewed and approved by the appropriate city officials prior to the construction to assure that the homes are held to design standards similar to the neighboring homes, which is required according to Greensburg zoning code 155.180, which state it is in the intent of this subchapter to encourage provision of alternative modest income housing in general residential areas by permitting the use of certain manufactured homes as defined in 155.181. In all districts in which similar dwellings constructed on site are permitted, subject to the requirements set forth herein to assure acceptable similarity in exterior appearance between such manufactured homes and dwellings that have been or might be constructed under these and other lawful regulations on adjacent or nearby lots in the same district. And by the way, we have been, I don't know whether Mr. Neal is for sure going to put modular homes in there, but that's what we have heard. Our second concern is regarding the storm management of the neighborhood. This area has historically had drainage issues, causing the intersection of East Hendricks Street and North Davidson Street to flood following a heavy rain. And I wish I had pictures of the time our boys were floating down on inner tubes down Davidson Street when we've had a heavy rain. And because of this, we're extremely concerned about the addition of 2 additional homes on such a small piece of property. We would like to request that the city engineer thoroughly review the plans of the proposed project and confirm that adequate drainage is in place to support the additional impervious surfaces that will be added to the neighborhood with these additional homes. And also it's important to note that in addition to the 2 homes the developer is proposing across from our home, there's a 3rd home that's currently under construction that might also enter into the drainage issues. And considering this, that this is a safety risk to the neighborhood, we would like to request either a continuance or a denial of this issue. Okay, and also, and I want to thank you for listening to my spiel here, but I have some concerns from the neighbors. I went around and talked to several of the neighbors. We have a couple of neighbors that are on vacation right now. They would be here. And of the neighbors that were notified, I'd like to say that we have I don't know how many, I think she either sent out 4 or 5 letters, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those property owners here with me tonight. And I'm getting all dry, I'm talking too much, I'm not used to this. I'd like to just quickly go through the issues that the neighbors have relayed to me. One was if a home is built, it needs to fit into the existing homes. All homes facing the lot are brick, 100% brick. And the lots would be too narrow for 2 homes. Where will the driveways and garages be? Will parking be on the street? There's no sidewalk. We have concerns for the kids walking to and from the high school and the junior high. And of course, there is a bus stop, like I mentioned earlier, on the corner of Davidson and Hendricks. The homes that are being built, that we think are being built to sell. And he's not investing in our neighborhood. We would like someone to come in there and build a home to invest in our neighborhood. Let's see, another neighbor said, we were told that when the area was developed in the 60s, that it was designed to be, the homes were designed to be around the green space. And let's see, and of course the drainage issue. There's always been a drainage issue. And I don't know whether Mr. Neal knew about that. The lot presently saturates and has areas of standing water after a heavy rain. Where will all this water go if 2 homes are put in there? You know, putting driveways and roofs in, you know, and there's not going to be enough ground to soak up all that rainwater. And again, it'll go down to Davidson Street or down to that corner, and in some basements. We've had people along that circle that have had issues with their basements anyway, and that would just make things worse. Okay, will the city or builders supply adequate drainage and sewage was another concern. And with the modular homes, another neighbor said is concerned about the decrease in property value. And I ask you, I mean, we've all lived in this neighborhood for so many years, and I didn't add up all the years, but that's a lot of years with everybody being there. But anyway, would you like this to happen in your nice little quiet neighborhood? And another neighbor said, just please deny the request for replatting. And I don't know if any of my other neighbors would like to say anything. They're all here. And I thank you for your time.
I got a lot to say.
Oh, Bob, okay.
She'd rather I wouldn't say it. I would come out and tell you what I feel about
Well,
it. I'll tell you what, it's,
Sir, please approach the podium and state your name for the record, please.
kind of wobbly. My name's Bob Morton. I live on Davidson Street. My concerns are the neighborhood, the value of our homes. We've been there so many years. And somebody comes in there and wants to put something other than what we live in now. And it's not right. There's room there for 1 home. A nice home to be put in there. And we just don't want to see it, the neighborhood come to, I'll just tell you right out. It's not going to be a home just like ours around the whole neighborhood. And we got such a nice school over here. And all the facilities in that high school are A1. So why would somebody want to put something in there like that to downgrade the school as you go by there, and that street is used daily, I mean packed every day. And Mr. Hunter can tell you that. There's all kinds of traffic through there. And all the schools coming into the neighborhood for sporting events and whatever may happen over to high school, they're just going to get a bad idea of what kind of area they're coming into. And I just don't want to say well the way I really feel. You might already found that out. But it's just not appropriate in that area for what's going in there. So if we want to put a nice brick in there or something, we don't have no qualms about that. But if something else stuck in there, a modular or something, it's just not right. I mean, would you want it by your house?
Well, let me interject here a second. There's a myriad of differences in modulars.
I understand that. And I've looked at a lot of them lately.
And there's some modulars that you'll never know they aren't a stick-built house.
Well, that's your opinion.
Well, I was a builder for 30-some years. I think I know.
Well, you probably do, but I do too. And I've seen what they
I'm
look
not going
like.
to argue, but I'm just saying there are some modulars that are not, you'll never know they're not a stick-built house.
Well, my concern is, I just can't believe that letting something come in the community like that. I've had so many downgrades already about that one on the corner, what it's gonna be. It's unbelievable. I mean,
How do you know
just-
what it's gonna be? All there is a foundation in.
Well, people hear things.
Okay, they hear things, but have they actually seen it?
Well, they will. They don't look like the rest of them.
Mr. Moore, do you have
And
any
what's
other-
your name, sir?
Steve Hamilton.
Okay. Steve, I live right up the street from you.
Not for me, I live in a house.
Well, you're not the Steve Hamilton live by me up the street?
I don't know any other Steve Hamilton in Greensburg.
Well, it was.
Mr. Moore, do you have any other,
I lived over on Montgomery Road about 20
Okay,
years
yeah,
ago.
I'm sorry, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
do you have any other issues that you'd like to bring to the?
No, I think I could talk here all night, but
We don't want.
it won't do no good. So that's my concerns, and just the community and what's going in there. It just don't look right. And people got to think about the community of Greensburg, how we approach and what's around that school. What's all the money's been spent over there, and it's beautiful. It's A1.
I agree with you there, we have a very fine school
We
system.
do have. We got a good guy taking care of it. So that's what I'm concerned about.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Does anyone else from the audience want to speak to this issue?
You said it, one home. Ruthie?
Andy, I got a couple questions. If you and Mr. Neal like to.
Yes.
With this split the way you're proposing, what is the actual lot size? How does this split lot size compare to the other lots around around Hendricks Street?
The original plat of the Charles Lee edition does not give any kind of acreages, Kevin. You see, it looks like most of the frontages.
I can't read any of this, it's so small.
This is the original plat. It looks like most of the frontages are 68, 70 feet. That's 75, 83, 68.
How deep are these?
That is 130 feet. And see, they don't give you dimensions,
Yeah,
but yeah.
we got frontages and depths, and we got.
Those are all either 90, that's 96 feet, 92 feet, that's 70 feet, 68 feet,
The ones that cross the street on Davidson are.
72, so roughly 72 feet wide. These are about, that's 89, so that's about 90 feet, about 90 feet.
And then what's on this proposed split, what's our width?
On Davidson Street, 72, you got 65 there, you got 100, this house,
So we're roughly 65 feet, and we're roughly 72 feet, and we're about
163 feet.
So we're 146, and this is like 160 feet.
I mean, really, those are lots, pretty comparable lot sizes.
Gentlemen, can we have one conversation, Mr. Neal, can we have one conversation at a time, please?
We got a picture.
Okay, and are these, I know there's different, are these houses gonna have are they gonna be built on a slab, or are they gonna be built on a foundation?
Foundation.
So are they gonna be stick built, or are they gonna be,
They're stick built, but they're in modular units. That's what it's done. We have a combination. We have brick, vinyl, stone, different ones. We have 2-story, they're all stick built. There's no trailer.
Excuse me.
to it or anything.
can we keep the noise in the audience down while we try to have one conversation so we can all keep on course with what we're talking about.
This what you said, you talking about the bills there, something like that, or something?
Well, this is the one on lot 2, what I'm looking at, see, it's a, now, this is gonna be stone. It's gonna be stone. And there's one big house here, that's all mine. And there's a combination, these are brick over here, there's the bedroom stone, right here on the corner, a couple of bricks, and then combination brick and vinyl, brick and vinyl. Well, I'm putting it has these bumps, you see these houses, this is yours. It's too mechanical construction, too six. They've been doing this since 1972. I put them in Indianapolis. These are 2-story. They just come in units. One half of the unit is 35,000 pounds. We're going to 70,000 pounds a house. It's not bigger.
I think one concern that we have, or maybe I have more than anything, but just drainage on the lot, I don't know that I feel like we really addressed that, did we, or?
We haven't got that yet.
Okay, so that's,
So are these gonna be a single story, both these going to be a single story proposed?
Yes. They're ranches, what they are.
Have any of the neighbors that are objecting ever seen pictures of the homes that you're gonna put on there?
Well, there was a picture of the home on Andrea's website. She's got, that picture I just showed you, it's been on the website there. She also put the other one that goes on lot, is this lot 1? Or track 2, which is?
This is track 2.
Okay, track 2, that one's on the website too, and it's a long ranch type.
Which one do you call track 2, the one on the corner?
Yeah. I have a picture of it.
So the front's gonna set towards Hendricks. Anybody else have any questions of Mr. Neal? Now,
yeah, I guess I'm just concerned about the stormwater drainage, and we considered that, and then the addition of adding, if we did split it and add 2 houses there, what's that gonna do? And
Well, on 2 houses, if you put 1 big house in or 2 smaller houses, I don't know that the water will be all that much difference. I know the water's been a problem there on that corner since 1967, when Mrs. Beagle and my parents built the first couple houses there. I went to high school in the house next to Mrs. Beagle's.
On the corner?
Well, yeah, on the corner, and Welsh's lived right next